Excited about the size of this particular event. So it's good to be here. Once again, nice to meet you.
Are you telling me you didn't jump on YouTube and check out the footage from the previous con?
Check out my footage?
No, from Ringe.
I didn't.
2000.
Wanted to be surprised.
I have a question for Christian Serratos. What do you like about the character you play in Twilight, Angela?
Everything. I mean, I couldn't very well say there's something I didn't. She's a great character. I relate a lot to her, which I think helps out. When you're playing a role that you feel comfortable playing a person, it's not so far off that it feels uncomfortable. It's really awesome. And I got to meet a lot of great people, and I got to bring one of Stephanie's characters to life. So as long as fans are happy, as long as she's happy, I'm happy. It's fun.
Just another one. Did you like to watch vampire movies before you took over part in Twilight?
Oh yeah, I had a deep obsession with watching Brad Pitt. Yeah, before I was old enough to watch that movie, I was sneaking the DVD out of my mom and her friend's stash of movies. Definitely love Interview with the Vampire.
So you were hoping for him to be part of the cast of
That was yeah. We still got another one.
So what about the next parts of the Twilight Saga?
What?
What about the next parts of the Twilight Saga? There will be some other more films coming up?
Yeah, we still got to do that last book, so that's going to be pretty fun.
What about you, A? Did you enjoy vampire movies before?
Maybe you've had enough questions. No, I did not. I was never a vampire. I never loved vampire movies or books or anything like that. I gave the whole speech about how they're supernatural and how they're sexy and everything. That's something that I learned. I was more like the Superman, the Wolverine, that sort of guy. What drew me to vampires, besides the fact that I got this great role in a great movie, was the book was a romance. It was about a love story. The vampire aspect was a backdrop to a love story. So that drew me in. And when I read the books, I fell in love with the books the same way that everybody else falls in love with the books. And then I became a vampire fan.
Okay, so there were a lot of changes from Twilight to the Moon, and I'd like to know, to Edie, could you tell us some of your changes of your character?
Yes, in Twilight,
Vampires not changed.
yeah, my character's the same. Exactly.
No, I'm just saying, go ahead.
You're confusing me. I lost my train of thought. In Twilight, my character is, he's what I call a traditional vampire. The Cullens, they're more evolved. They've discovered how to sustain themselves off of eating animals. They call themselves vegetarians, whereas I'm like a vampire. I eat people. But I have a conscience, and I warn the Cullens that James has evil intentions. So I feel like I'm a traditional vampire with a moral compass. Now, in New Moon, I had been to Alaska, and I fell in love, and I tried vegetarianism, wasn't for me. So I come back, and I'm like, I just want to eat somebody. I'm hungry. So I'm infinitely less conflicted in where my...
It's a very tasty.
Yeah, it's a little hummus action. Probably tastes like a Snickers.
Why didn't you eat Sarah Palin while you were there?
In Alaska?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go into politics. You're Mark Ferguson, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. It depends.
I saw your name in lights. You're going to be teaching an acting seminar, right?
You want to come?
Maybe they'll write me a part and eat guts.
Okay, you come along and see what I can do.
Okay. So yeah, my character has not changed.
Okay, and Christian, did your character change from Twilight to New or to Eclipse?
Yeah, actually, my character changed a lot. She starts off really timid, shy, introverted, and finding a friend in Bellswan, Kristen Stewart's character, she kind of comes out of her shell a little bit and comes back confident and good woman. So yeah, she has a big change.
We have vampires and elves,
and both are immortal. What do you prefer, the immortal vampires or the immortal elves?
Humans.
Stop talking that. But you being immortal would be so cool, wouldn't it? You get bored every now and again, you have to sleep for 1,000 years, but it would just be great. And if you went, ours is kind of a crap decade, you'd just go to sleep, take a really big Xanax, and then wake up in the 60s and go, woo! In the 80s, become rich, 90s, bit boring, go to sleep.
You couldn't stop talking.
No, keep talking, I like it. That's great.
I would like to know what you think of vegetarian vampires.
I'd like to hear from an elf. Or a hobbit.
Vegetarian vampire. I have a horrible confession to make, and don't hate me. I haven't read the books, but I saw the film, Vegetarian Vampires. I'm all for them. So I say go vegetarian vampires. Go vegetarian vampires. Because they eat animals and not people.
Yeah.
That would be like dogs and cats and deer and
That's still not vegetarian.
cows, bears. So excited. Wow.
They eat organic pigs and things.
Oh, they eat organic pigs. Well,
Free-range chicken.
as long as you're doing free range, chickens and not sow.
But that was the problem. There was some Mexican vampires who fed exclusively on pigs, and they've been
It's
living
going nowhere. Don't do it.
They've been on a chicken a few years ago in Hong Kong, and so I don't know. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm going, bird flu, swine flu.
Who are you blaming?
Vegetarian vampires. Vampire suck someone's blood, get on with it, wrap your lips around their throat and drain them dry.
Bad thing to say to a vegetarian.
Yeah.
It should really be the vampire flu.
By the way, how do you like German food? Yes, Julie. How do you like German food?
Oh, how do you like German?
German food.
Yeah.
I can answer that one.
It's not as good as people, but I actually had my first German meal about, 5 minutes before we got on stage, and breakfast in the hotel. So, what's that? I had some sausage, I had some little meatballs, tasty. I had, I was vegetarian, I didn't have meatballs. I had cereal, I had all of the American options. I will be more risky tonight, I promise. What's a German delicacy?
Pig.
Rice and beans?
Reinburg-Broken.
You should try Spätzle, which is like from the southern part of Germany. It's a kind of pasta and it makes it with,
Oh, I like that, yes.
with cheese and
That's
some
vegetarian.
caramelized onions. It is really good.
Yes,
Good.
it is.
What is it called?
Spätzle.
Spätzle.
Very nice.
That's what I'm having today.
What about rouladen? Rouladen?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a really good
I don't understand the
Friday.
recipe.
Rouladen and
Look at this. Food is the universal bringing people together.
And then some beer.
Yeah, and then some beer.
do you know German words already? Anything?
Good morning.
No accent.
No accent. Good morning. Still no accent. Good morning.
That's an American. That's a good old American.
How you doing?